episode, guys. Oh, Lord. That was a lot. Maybe that's so far.
I'm trying to help him out. Don't worry about it.
But I didn't say anything. I was just like, oh, he's spinning me. Let's go close to. Let's try for this one. You might as well get it. What?
That's a massive.
I'm not talking to you. I was saying we might as well finish it so we can drink this.
I mean, we're gonna put that down and drink that anyway.
Huh?
We're gonna put this down and drink that anyway.
Correct, but what I'm saying, if we're gonna put it down, we might as well finish it and be done with it.
So we need to chug it then.
Well, no, you got more than I do. So why can you pass me mine?
Though I do think that one was mine, but
Oh, was it?
yeah.
No! I think that one was yours. This one. No, I know this was mine because I've had that Riesling in here before. Now I poured it back in the bottle. So I can pour this. I think. Yeah, I did. Whichever glass was sitting on that table is the one I
What table?
This table.
Oh yeah, that was mine.
No.
That was mine.
No, the one. What I'm saying is the one I took a picture with. This was the one I took a picture with on the table when I was doing my.
So that was my glass original. Is what I'm saying.
How?
Because yours was sitting in the kitchen. Mine's is always up there on the thing. It's like
it was a glass of Riesling in here. No, because I poured it in. I don't think this is yours. This is yours. This shouldn't be.
Okay, well, whatever it is.
Okay.
Don't say it like I'm the issue. You're the one that said it.
And you're rushing me.
As if you just want to rush to get this shit done.
No, I'm not rushing. All right, we'll do these. We'll just we'll do 5 of these. Pick a number. Pick 5 numbers.
I think we should just do it as we go. Right?
Okay.
I don't think it's that important. I think we just scroll down and find one.
But you can't search when you have to the first one.
No, I'm saying just do that. Put your finger on the page.
Okay. All right, we're recording. Let's go. But you got to go in.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have to see your shot.
What? Oh, the lights can't be seen either. You can see the lights.
Tap the screen.
You said it didn't work that way.
Oh no, I was just saying. I thought that would make it go up, like the menu and stuff at the top bar. I thought it would make it go up.
Oh, okay with me.
There we go. Bring us right there.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
This is off peak. I mean, this is off center. Is it centered? Is everything centered?
Yeah, just scoot the table over.
All right, cool. All right, come. Let's do it. Cheers. Great. Let's do this. Put the cord.
Put the cord over. Just trace it back.
You step on it.
I'm stepping on it.
Yeah.
Everything I'm sitting on it. What's the point of plugging it up in there if that's not where we're talking from? Our audience coming from there.
We're talking from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's like just need to plug the mic up? I mean, to get the mic over here.
Why didn't we just figure that part out? Once we figured out that was our audio source.
That's why it sounded like. That's what I was saying. But it's fine. Because it doesn't sound bad, but I gotta figure out how to integrate this mic. So, why is it so far?
No, I was just waiting until we was ready for it.
Ready. Okay. Let's get close. I'm hungry here. Find something I just gotta say. Excuse me. And just can you keep an eye on the thing to just double check that we're recording as we go throughout? You see how there's a little red dot at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
You can keep an eye on the red dot.
Well, that's not the record button anyway, but
it is. Okay.
No, that's the mic. Your mic is off button on this device. Is off button. But we're recording. I promise you that it's recording.
I'll keep it. All right. Okay. Ready? For real? All right. Okay. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Heard the Grapevine. I am your host, your lead winestress, Lex, and today I have a super special guest with me, my boyfriend. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up, y'all? I'm Mouse.
Who?
No, he says me. Know me. My name Mouse. What?
Your name is not Mouse.
Is that not my name?
Yeah, but not your name.
It is my name.
Okay.
It's on legal documentation. That is my name.
Okay. That was a twist. Go ahead.
My name Mouse. And yeah, we're here today for try some good wines, good conversations. Looking forward to it.
Yes, so he's coming with me on my wine journey, guys. So technology has been quite the challenge. So we're just gonna go ahead and just jump in to it. Today we are actually reviewing a very special wine made by, I believe his name is Mr. Jackson of Hux Spirits. You know if it's Hux or Hux. I don't know if it's like something fancy. Hux Spirits. It's the Dream Sangria and it's their passion fruit flavor. What's really special and cool about this wine, and I'm sure you can't see the label, so I might have to take a picture and put it on my on the Instagram, is it is 40% alcohol.
And black
owned. And Baltimore owned. Is that how you say it?
Baltimore.
Baltimore owned.
You don't gotta patronize folks, but
no, I appreciate Baltimore.
Just say Baltimore.
Baltimore. I said it right. So I'm really, really excited about reviewing this one. So just to jump into things like we always do, we'll set the scene with, the fucking vibes. We'll start off with some music. So I think I explained to you before, we exchange music anyway. Yeah. Right. It could be hot or it can just be music that you are feeling at the time.
All right.
It could even be something old that you rediscovered.
All right.
Cool.
Who first? You first.
You always have new music. You don't have new music?
Oh, I got plenty in the arsenal. I'm just seeing what you coming with.
Well,
I got mine
first.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I want to match the vibes of the day.
Match my vibes?
Probably not match it, but
let's see. I mean, I did have a song that I was
supposed to be influenced.
Well, no. I know what I'm gonna do because
is it okay to smoke on this podcast?
Yes, I'm drinking one now. I feel like I just have to, pay homage because it's only right. We cannot, go any further in our discussions or conversations tonight without acknowledging the untimely passing of DMX. The untimely passing of DMX. He was a huge icon. I remember, I don't know how you got introduced to him. I was not that sheltered. Okay. No, my dad actually introduced, not in person, because clearly everybody's met DMX with you and I, but he introduced me to his music. And anytime I would listen to him, I always thought about my dad. And I just always have really appreciated his spirit. There's something really special. And I don't mean to be funny, but anointed about him. Even with the struggles that he has. So let's just go ahead and set the tone with my favorite song, not him.
We got?
Huh?
So what we got?
Oh, this is the Rough Riders anthem, y'all. For those that don't know. 84 million views. That's a Rough Riders roll. Shut them down. This just reminds me of St. Louis days. Riding around the car with my daddy. I just appreciate it so much. Y'all know the words of the song.
I don't know.
Run it back.
I'll take your money another day.
No, but that's definitely my the fucking vibes for this week. All right. What's yours? I know you got something super sensual neo soul.
You know,
her.
No, not her. Not her.
No?
I'm waiting on the album though.
Her drop this album so this man can stop talking about it.
You know, Miguel dropped some new.
Miguel.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna play the Miguel. Something I've been playing. Sonder. I don't know if you know.
I know Sonder.
Sonder and Georgia Smith. Just dropped a joint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hit us with
Nobody but you.
Conversations got me feeling I'm the fool. Like I should have listened when they said
You know this?
I heard this.
Yeah.
I heard this
From me.
the other day. No, not from you. Actually,
I
not
promise
from
you played it.
Swear it's not from you.
Okay.
It's this guy that I follow on Twitter who posts music all the time. And between you and him, I definitely like hearing a lot of music.
I played the song 2 weeks ago.
It was not a couple weeks ago, because this is new.
Like a week and a half.
Well, I heard it last week when it first dropped.
I said a week and a half.
Huh? I think I definitely heard this before you
All right.
shared it with me. I'm pretty sure it did.
But anyway, this Sonder and Georgia Smith. Check it out. Good little vibes. Good springtime vibes. If the vibes right.
No, it's gonna be a good music season. Good music spring, good music summer. I'm excited about it.
We about to have a 2016 run with music.
You think so?
Yeah, this time.
What we deserved in 2020 and didn't get?
I wouldn't say deserved in 2020, but
You don't think we deserve?
I mean, I don't know, because 2020 kind of ended early, so I don't know.
Ended. 2020, the way I wanted it
early.
to go, it ended like in February.
It ended early. We 10 months in, so.
The type of year that I wanted to have just was completely warped last year.
Yeah, that's for everybody. But, you know, we're here, and we're glad that we're still making it.
You getting a vaccine?
Not the Johnson & Johnson joint.
Shut up.
That's a dub. Like, that's a dub. Like, no, you heard about that, right?
Yeah, the blood loss and stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
good on it.
You know, well.
No, I'm leaning towards the. I mean, not no time soon, but I'll probably get it for the end of the year.
Yeah. I'm leaning more. My parents and my grandmother got it over the weekend. So
Mm.
that made me a little bit happier, especially my grandma, you know, with health and stuff like that. I'm leaning towards getting it. I'm doing more research, asking more questions.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, especially if it like impedes on like my quality of life continually. I'm definitely gonna get it.
This is not marijuana, by the way, guys. This one.
What's in it? Miles.
CBD.
Fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we're gonna go into our next segment of the pod, which is Partners in Wine. And Partners in Wine is just a opportunity for you to get to know the person I'm talking to, or like my guest. So for today, we're gonna do something called Couples Connect, in which you get to know Miles a lot better. And me a lot better as well. So you wanna go first or me?
Ladies first.
Ladies first? Okay, so
Random
we'll do
Random.
random.
Close your eyes.
All right. We'll do who's more likely to, couples edition. Then on 3, or should we just point?
100 point. I think we just point.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Who's more likely to forget people's names between you and I?
Probably me.
Definitely you.
Yeah, probably me for sure.
Definitely you. Oh, go.
Most likely to do something on a stupid night out with their kids.
Most likely to do something stupid on a night out with their kids.
Definitely me.
Why you say you?
I mean, we don't have kids.
No, we don't.
In the event that we had kids.
But why you say you? And what defines stupid?
I mean, something that's not boring.
Oh. Between you and I? This nigga won't even get on a roller coaster.
At night, a night out, not a day out at Six Flags.
So what you gonna do?
It don't matter.
Okay, I can get around that. I can get around that. Most likely do something maybe silly, stupid on a night out with the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
My kids went on roller coasters.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
I do.
Okay, don't worry about it.
What? Most likely to forget the groceries.
I would say you, mostly because you do most of the shopping. And so you're highly likely to forget some shit. Like, I'd be...
That's true.
Yeah.
And
get everything but the stuff that you say you're going to get.
That happened today. I was trying to go to... I needed to get some ketchup, and I needed to get some... what's the bathtub seasoning called?
Bathtub seasoning?
You never heard it called that? this is the powder that you put in the tub, like Ajax.
Ajax. Right.
Comet. They call it that some serious.
Ajax Comet. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed to get that, but I forgot, and ended up getting every other thing but that. Yeah. But also because I move really quickly, a lot of the time, so I just have a tendency to forget things. So I definitely have to slow down. 2 more. You not even point on them. Most likely to forget a loved one's birthday. No way! I wouldn't forget anybody's birthday. You think I would forget somebody's birthday?
Oh yeah.
I don't forget birthdays.
Okay.
Oh, you say that though. I just feel like it. You need evidence.
No, I mean I feel like I don't be forgetting birthdays for real, because Facebook be like.
But you don't be on Facebook either.
Well, when I check it, it's like this person's birthday, and if it's somebody interested and pop up for the first person, I'm like, oh, let me see what's birthday around this time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess.
No, I ain't gonna lie, I do be forgetting, but it was 2020 and I was forgetting people's birthdays, so that's a little different. Typically, I'd be on it. 2020, it don't count. So,
nothing in 2020 counts?
Oh, a lot of shit in 2020 count, but forgetting birthdays ain't one of them. But,
okay.
I mean, it's one of them.
Okay. We'll do 2 more. Let's see. Who's most likely to open a present before the prescribed date?
You.
Why did you say that? Why do you say that for real?
Would you not?
No, I would not. I would be tempted to, but I wouldn't open a present and then, because the thing about doing something like that is once the gift is granted to you, you have to act like you didn't see it. And I'm also not the best liar. So then if, say for instance, you gave me a present and I already seen it, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, thank you. And then you just don't fucking lie.
All right, sure. I don't know. I mean, maybe not there was, but I think more. But,
all right. Okay, do the last one.
All right. Stop.
Read it.
Most likely to be so awkward around in-laws. I mean, maybe, I don't know. The objective is the point. You ain't been pointing the last 3 questions.
You think me for real? On what grounds? Am I an awkward person?
I wouldn't say you're an awkward person.
Okay.
But given the question.
Likely to be awkward around basically your parents.
Yeah.
I'm not awkward. Am I awkward around your parents?
I wouldn't say awkward, but it's a little awkward. Not awkward in a bad way. I wouldn't say like awkward in a bad way.
Awkward in what way?
Like I feel like it would be like a little more reluctant to like drink around them.
Oh, definitely. Because they grown.
My parents ain't 35. Like
no, I am reluctant to like do certain adult activities because when I feel like when I'm around other people's parents, I feel like I'm around my parents. So if there's things I want to do in front of my own parents, I want to do in front of other people's parents. Like for instance, I was with one of my friends and her brother and his girlfriend were around, and we were like literally around her parents just sitting down talking and stuff, and they like pulled out a whole little dime bag, I guess. They pulled out some weed. I don't know. They pulled out some weed and started smoking, and they were like, "Do you want to smoke?" In any other circumstance, I probably would have if it was just like the adult kids. But I'm like, I'm not gonna smoke in front of like my best friend's parents that has like known me since I was younger. So in that case, but I would say you, just because sometimes, not that you're awkward, but you're quiet sometimes, and that can come off as awkward or shy or like.
But I think though it can come off, I don't think it is.
No, I'm not saying I said come off. Like it's not, that might not be the case, but that's what it can seem like.
Yeah, so I'm chilling.
You be chilling. All right, so that's
in fact.
Oh God. What?
Your parents are awkward around me.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Because
that
one thing I always tell your daddy to do.
What?
He don't ever really be back. All right.
Because
it don't matter.
But he will not. So I feel like you're just an extension.
Yeah, theoretically.
Of that.
Yeah, very theoretical.
I feel like you might be able to get him to smoke with, like, you might be able to get him to smoke more than I would. Or before I would.
Yeah.
We shall see.
If smoking was a thing theoretically for us.
Oh, because we don't do that, do we?
No, I don't. But
oh, ever?
No.
Okay, sure.
Not now.
Not now. I don't know. This I should shut the segment a little bit. By we, I mean I. And we're going to begin with our wine review. So the first sip, really, and then we'll review the wine at the end of the episode. So let's get to it. Like I said, today we are reviewing a wine by, I really hope it's Hux Spirits.
I really hope it's, well, I know it's not Hux Spirits.
It can't be, no, because Hux would be H-E-A-U-X.
Yeah.
But this is H-U-X, so I'm just going to go with Hux. It wouldn't be Hoops.
No, it's black folks. Hux.
Hux.
That's somebody Uncle Hux.
Hux, like Huxtable. Okay. So, again, this is the Passionfruit Sangria. Born and raised.
Right here in Baltimore, stupid.
Right here in Baltimore, stupid.
The Dream is the name of the brand. Hux Spirit, the Dream.
Yes, 40% alcohol content, and it actually is a pretty big bottle. I ended up getting this bottle for around, I believe, $20, so they're pretty affordable on his website. I'll make sure to add all that information in
HuxSpirits.com.
HuxSpirits.com. His name is Mr. Jamal Jackson. Oh, and I found out about this wine from Twitter. So Twitter really can get you connected with some great things. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Should we pop the bottle? We'll take the sticker off. Got on nails. Or, yeah, whatever it is. You can use the quartz thing. Go ahead with your bare hands.
It's perforated. Oh, and what's even greater about this bottle
is Screw Top. Yes, very good.
Loaded with promise.
There's a misconception about screw tops that the quality of the wine isn't as great, but that's actually not true because screw tops do the same thing that corks do, and making sure that all of the oxygen, stays in the bottle and that the bottle stays fresh. You do the same, process as popping a bottle or popping a cork or whatever and letting the wine breathe. What you can do is actually decant the wine, meaning that you'll put it into a decanter and let it kind of, perforate, is that the right word? Let it kind of breathe in the air. So we don't have enough time to do all that today. So
it'll be later. We'll have it later for sure, yeah.
So let's go ahead and start to pour. Don't you love that sound? That's how you pour. All right. Is it even?
No.
That is even.
No, it's not.
That's definitely even.
Don't worry about it.
Nigga, is it not even?
You pour, I pick.
Yeah, see, these damn sibling rules. Okay, so here. No. We'll start. What? Oh. With our 5 senses. So we're going to go ahead. First of all, our word of last week was viscosity. Do you know what viscosity means? I taught you. What does viscosity mean? Don't be showing me. What does it mean in words?
Oh, how strong the wine is. If it sticks to the glass, it's strong. That means you got a full body drum. If not, got the Dollar General.
That's close. So viscosity is all about the thickness of the wine itself, if that makes sense. So wines that are higher in alcohol content or higher in sugars are actually going to be wines with higher viscosity. And then wines that are lower in sugar content or lower in alcohol content will be your less viscous wines that have more of like a watery consistency, whereas wines with that are higher in viscosity have a thicker consistency. For example, when we think about what's a thick juice, like a mango juice of sorts, that's a viscous juice. That's a juice with like more viscosity versus orange juice might be like something that's medium Apple juice, yeah. That's like a medium body, similar to a medium body wine. And then there's water, which is indicative of like our lighter wines. Those would be like your Rieslings. I don't know if Pinot would qualify as that. So let's do a viscosity test. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start by swirling the wine. Hold the wine in your glass, and then you're going to draw little circles as though you're drawing on a piece of paper on a table, but be gentle so that you don't spill the wine. And you tell me whether you think it's...
It's full body for sure.
You think it's full?
It's joint sticking.
Okay.
You don't think so? Look at that.
I think... No, I see it. I see it.
Still ain't went nowhere.
I see it.
That's still there.
I was about to say, actually, I think it might be medium, but I think that this is a highly viscous wine. Obviously, at 40% it better be. So, dang, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and do the other. So we smell. So we just use our eyesight. Let's go ahead and smell and see what you smell. We already know what the flavor is, but see if you can smell it.
What is the flavor again?
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely strong passion fruit. Like
that's all I smell.
Really?
Some peach, yeah.
Peach, yeah.
That smells good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it.
Summertime vibes.
Definitely. And the wine can be chilled. I don't think I chilled it actually. I probably should have.
A little bit. I think put it in there for a little bit.
It is. If you're in a bit of a time crunch and you don't have enough time to chill your wine, you can easily throw it in the freezer, or if you have a little bit more time, you can throw it in the refrigerator for up to 2 hours, and it should be perfectly chilled then. Or I learned a trick that you can do with a bucket of ice and salt. Salt. Go ahead and put the ice in a bucket, throw some salt on top, and then you should have chilled wine very soon. Okay, so let's go ahead. You ready?
Yep.
We cheers to the first sip.
Cheers to the first sip. Supporting Black owned business.
Ew. Oh, okay. Strong. I will say smooth. And it is smooth, but I'll get to the review later. But wow. First thoughts.
This the one right here. What was this is like the Black owned, better quality Capriccio.
Oh my God, not Capriccio.
Not in regards to quality.
Capriccio, that shit.
In regards to getting lit, like.
To getting lit, yeah. But Capriccio might as well be like a damn Colt 45.
Yeah, this is a good 40%. It's very smooth too, but yeah.
Very smooth to be so high in alcohol content. Very flavorful. Mm-hmm. Nice and sweet. We'll do the review, save the review for the end. But that's the first sip. So if you're interested in getting this wine, go ahead and visit out. I don't know if it's Hux Spirits, HuxSpirits.com, HUX Spirits. And support Mr. Jackson. So we'll continue to sip, see how far we make it in the bottle. Let's go ahead and get started with the topics. So our Heard Through the Grapevine topics today, we're going to start off with, again, paying homage to DMX. At the time that I kind of got our roster of topics together, or docket of topics together, he was still with us. At this point, we know that he has since passed away. So, RIP to DMX and prayers to his family. I think the one thing I want to share about his passing that I did not like was that I feel like it was mishandled. I don't know how you feel about it. I found out a couple weeks ago, or we all found out, that he overdosed, or might have overdosed. He suffered a heart attack after that, and then he was in a coma. Is that correct? Yeah. So from that, all I saw was articles since then about, DMX in a coma. Now he's got COVID. Oh no, he don't got COVID. Manager says this, associate says that. And I felt like news outlets were in such a rush to report news. For what reason, I really don't know or completely understand. But it really pissed me off because I feel like it stripped him of like his humanity. I mean, it's like a very selfish thing in the name of like a headline and getting traffic to your site. And that really, really pissed me off. Even with like his death, we talked about it, last week. When I do think his health was declining and he probably was eventually going to pass away, but you don't put out information about so-and-so has passed if they actually have not. That's irresponsible. and they should be held accountable. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was watching a clip earlier this week from Uncle Denzel Washington. That's my uncle.
Okay.
He paid for my education. It's my uncle.
Okay.
But no, it was a clip. He was talking to a news reporter, and he was pretty much telling them like their obligation as media people, as people that are responsible for like life and death, for like good news, bad news, whatever. Their focuses should be about not being first.
Mm-hmm.
And he just talked about how the media just become a thing about being first. Like, even if it means you like loud and wrong,
right?
But you're first. And that's what pays the bills. That's what get the clickbait. That's what, facilitates that media.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it definitely strips humanity from anything and everybody. It's a machine, right? It's a capitalistic like machine that's just like gets the information out, you're gonna get paid for it, and whoever collateral damage, so be it. If we mess up, sorry. Like,
but shouldn't the thought be, I want to make sure if I'm gonna put out the information that is correct? Because then you lose like credibility for the publication, but you also lose like a sense of integrity.
Newspapers haven't been quite full of integrity in a very long time. I think that standard for them is a little out the window, honestly. And then if you focus more on news outlets that cares more about being accurate and right or whatever, it's like we get the information, it's like, oh, we already knew that. Mm-hmm. Like the Reuters and the, organizations like that, like NPRs and like stuff like that, is like the information you get will be very thorough.
Right.
But by the time we receive it from them, it's like, well, we already know this happened. We know why it happened. We know who was involved. We know when it happened. Even if it's not pieced together well, we know it. But that's just the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. Information. Social media, followers, like that's just the.
And I hear you, but but it's somebody's death, like literally someone's life. And I feel like the one thing that we can all agree on as like a society is like death is a very sensitive thing, and most people respect like somebody on their deathbed. So I just can't understand why someone would like intentionally or unintentionally mishandle someone's passing in the name of like clickbait and stuff. I get it. I just don't.
Yeah, it's the reality versus, what should be done.
Yeah.
And those things just don't align anymore, unfortunately.
I didn't believe it until I saw it on CNN, because obviously they're reputable.
Yeah.
So they would just put out those. I don't think they're reputable.
For the most part. I mean, more reputable than most.
Than others. I mean, between them and TMZ. Now, TMZ, a little filthy, a little grimy sometimes, but the information be accurate.
I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but
Lord.
I feel like their information is a little too accurate too quickly.
Like they got an insider?
I'm not saying that, but
what do you think?
I think it's worth the observation as to why they are able to get information as quickly as they do.
Did you think they got drones or something?
Oh, no.
What do you say?
I just think they have access in ways that people shouldn't.
You think they're like spying on us, is what you're saying?
Whatever is spying on us. I mean, we get about 10,000 pictures taken of us a day.
Says who?
Says every light that you're at, like wherever, like just in general, we're being watched.
Okay, all right.
Okay. We are. Look it up. It's a fact. Like literally, they say if you're outside for like 20 minutes a day, your picture has been taken about like 1,000 times. Seriously. For like various things, like they can identify who you are, like to a degree.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, I mean it's just the reality of the situation. But no, like for real, RP to X-Man, icon, to say the absolute least. Respected, loved, like it is. And one thing that amazes me is about like impact. And just seeing like all of these different stories about X and like like he did this and he was helping out here and he was praying here and he was like mopping tables and washing dishes and like all of this stuff celebrities just don't do or they feel above. Just amples of those stories coming out, and I think that tells a story of like life. You know,
does.
Absent who he is or like what he's done, or you know, we all have shortcomings. Yeah, like we all have shortcomings.
Yeah, even the struggles he had, I've always felt like I loved like watching him pray, and just speak, because he was, you know, people like, oh, he was a good man. He was a good man, despite any troubles that he had, despite like, you know, the addiction and things like that. He just had like an anointing that was like on him, and I do feel
his soul was right. Yeah,
his spirit, and I do feel like God put him here, for like a purpose. And I'm just really glad that we got to experience him. And he lived, you know, a full life to his best ability. Of course, addiction is that. And anytime like things like this happen, it just really gets me thinking about like, you know, how troubling addiction is and how hard it is to like get out of it. Because, you know, we demonize like people who have addictions all the time. Like if they really wanted to stop, they couldn't. It's not that easy. You know, if it was that easy, half the people wouldn't even, you know, have started, or like, you know, if they knew what life would kind of like amount to. But what I learned since, you know, everything that happened with him was that he had like a trusted mentor, like someone he was like 14 years old, who actually got him addicted. Like they were smoking weed and he ended up like lacing with the blunt or joint with like crack. I'm like, who does that? Who does that? Like that's a huge like breach of trust, you know, distrust. And it just like changed his whole life. You know, that's sad. That's sad. But RIP to DMX. We go to something more happy, rooting for everybody Black, which is, it's not gonna necessarily be a segment, but it is something that we have to give voice to, all the Black folks out there that are doing it. My rooting for everybody Black this week, I don't know if you have the same one that I do. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'll let you take her and I'll take the other one.
Oh, I can take either one. Well, yeah.
You take her.
All right. You know,
have the other one for a reason.
Representing the home team. You know, we from St. Louis. And history has been made. That means hopefully some real progress is going to be made in that city. But shout out to Tashara Jones. She is elected the first Black woman mayor of the city of St. Louis. A huge deal, being from the city, having worked with Tashara before and met her a few times. Great spirit, great lady. Much deserved, extremely educated. And I'm glad that she stuck with it. Like she's been at it a long time trying to get it. You know, even a few years ago when all of the other folks, you know, it was like 5 or 6, like folks running. But then like it was like 4 or 5 Black people that was running too.
At the same time?
At the same time.
What's wrong with that?
You splitting the vote. And if it's about like getting somebody somewhere, it's like, we got to rally around somebody. We got to get them there. Like, and that's what happened this time.
Okay.
You know, but it was her time, and I'm excited. So shout out to Tashara Jones.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Shout out. I was super proud to see that.
Yeah.
Second, rooting for everybody Black this week goes out to my girl, Marseille Martin. I am so inspired by her, even though she's like only, what is she, 16, 17? Probably 17.
I thought she was much younger than that though.
She has to be at least 16. She's kind of fast. But so Marseille Martin actually is coming out with a new show. I cannot remember the name of the show right now. I probably should look it up. She's like an amazing young producer, but it really struck me that she has this personal rule called like the no black pain rule, where none of her work is centered around, you know, Black tragedy. And that's like super important. So backtracking, the show that she's actually coming out with, I think it's going to premiere on the Disney Channel, and it centers around a Black family, dark-skinned people as well. And the girl in the show, the lead character, actually has sickle cell, so it kind of gives voice to that experience as well and educates the community. But going back to the Black trauma rule, I'm 100% on board. I cannot watch another slave movie. I can't watch another police brutality movie. I'm tired of watching the struggle. So it felt really good to see, first of all, hear somebody's sentiments that were the same as mine. Because we experience enough tragedy on a day-to-day basis as Black people. I don't need to see that replicated on TV again.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think there's room for it, and I think that it's important, right? Not that it's important to publicize that, but But I do think it's a part of the Black experience that hasn't been done a lot of times, just to be very clear.
Times.
But like I don't want to say like there's no like room or no like, you know, for that. I think it's very valid that there is room for that to exist. So but no, I think that is major that at such a young age, you know, she just tired. She's tired. I'm tired. We tired.
She's very intelligent.
Yeah, I like Marseille a lot. She definitely gonna go down. Baby Singleton.
Oh, I was like maybe Singleton, like John Singleton.
Yeah.
No, she's super talented, so she's going far in life. But definitely have to shout her out for that. That No Black Pain wrote was, yeah, I 100% agree. Speaking of, did you watch them? Have you like seen any of the episodes for them? Lena Waithe's show?
Not interested.
Why not? I mean, I'm not either, but why not?
I mean, for the same thing, we just something like I don't need representation of Black pain and stuff.
I know. There's this clip though that's also going around Twitter of the mom, I guess, on that show walking up to like a white lady, and the white lady like calls her, you know, N-word or whatever, like hard ER. And then she ends up like slapping the lady across the face. And then the daughter, the Black daughter in the background is like, yeah, mama, we beat these white people ass. I'm like,
that may be rewarding to see.
It was funny. And yes, it was like, ooh, yeah, she's fun. But like, who is it really for? Because like in real life, that's not happening. So why would I like indulge in that's not happening?
No.
It's not happening as much as I wanted. You know how many white people I want to smack in the face for like racism and like bullshit?
Oh, I thought you meant them saying the N-word.
Oh no, that's happening, but like the repercussions, like Black people are not, well, some are, because I've seen some videos, but the overwhelming majority, that's not happening in real life. So what's the content? Why are we indulging in it? What's the purpose? Like, is it for fantasy? I just don't understand who's that for. Because it can't be for, or is it for white people? I don't know.
It could be for them. I think it could be a great representation for them.
You think white people are watching them?
I think they may see a clip of them.
And how you think they would feel?
I mean, here's the reality, right? The reality is this. Not much Black cinematography, not much Black production happens just for Black people.
Say more.
It's just a fact. I find it very hard to believe that, like, companies, organizations, you know, venture capital, whoever puts these films and money together because they're just like, you know what? This is what Black people need to see. We want this because Black people want that. I'm not in the school of belief.
Okay.
I'm in the school of belief that they do things for general consumption. And when they look at their demographics and their databases about who, you know, are members on Amazon, because on Prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's on Amazon Prime? What's their demographics? Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, who has subscriptions? Mm-hmm. What is their nationality? What is their race? Mm-hmm. And I think what we'll find is these systems are not flooded with Black people where they're like, the market is Black, and because the market is Black, these other people that's paying us money, we got to make sure that we're showing Black films. Like, I don't think that's the school of thought, right? Mm-hmm. The school of thought is like, there is always room, and there's always some degree intention for the populace consumption group,
yeah,
which are the Caucasians. Mm-hmm. And so for the whites, I think that it is there for them, like, to some degree. And I don't think that is just fair for us to think like, oh, only Black people are watching. Because if only Black people are watching, I don't know to what degree it'll continue.
The show?
Yeah.
You're saying, okay. I mean, I guess, I just don't think thematically, whether it's for white people, but whoever it's for, I don't know if it's purposeful. Because the other fact is, like, I don't want to indulge in that sort of like fantasy if it can't be reality. We're already dealing with like enough bullshit. It can be, but it's not.
For you.
You smacking white people across the face? I'd love to see it. I've been close. I really have. But what I'm saying, I don't know. It just kind of feels a little like patronizing also.
Interesting.
So it feels like Lena Waithe sometimes creates content, or at least in this case, that she thinks that Black people might want to see. And the other, part of the conversation is that Them is literally a ripoff of Jordan Peele's style of work, which I don't know that I'm a fan of, especially if he's not involved in the project itself or the creation. It feels like lately what we're seeing is like an increase in the genre that I feel like he, I don't know if he created it, but made popular, of like, this is like a societal or social justice horror film. We throw a little, what was the song he had on there? I Got Five on it. We throw a little pop hip hop on and we, remix it. Like there's a formula that's kind of happening across like different content creators. Like people are replicating the work that he's doing. But again, I don't know that it's purposeful or like meaningful. Because when I look at Jordan Peele's work, when I looked at Us, there was a lesson that I could take away from. Like there was a theme there, a solid theme. When I look at Get Out, again, there was a solid theme there. From this, work, I don't know what the theme is.
You have not watched it.
Granted, I have not watched it. I have not watched it. But the other part about me not watching it is because of that Black pain thing. I heard all sorts of things about like people getting burned up and babies. Like I cannot put myself through watching Black pain and tragedy on film or in television anymore. I just can't. I'm trying to live a healthy, happy existence to the best of my ability outside of the tragedy that's literally going on. And I just can't.
Feel it.
I can't. I know that was my soapbox. I just can't. Because I tell you all the time, I can't watch like sad stuff anymore. Anytime you ask me to watch a movie or anybody, I'm like, is it sad? Because I'm not. The last sad thing we watched together was Judas and the Black Messiah. And I only watched that because it was about the Black Panthers and it was like historical. And I wanted to like educate myself on that information. But when it got to the end, I cried. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Oh, Lord. So, transitioning from that, this is also tragedy, but have you heard about the Easter day prison break?
Yeah.
That happened at home?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Black pain is suffering to the prison industrial complex.
To the prison industrial complex.
Shout out to St. Louis again. I mean, my God.
But this time for the wrong thing.
I wouldn't say wrong.
That was definitely for the wrong thing. People are in prison. What?
And?
So, the
like,
gist of the story... What?
I mean, yeah, people are in prison, but people are often in prison for bullshit anyway.
But no, the thing about this one though is that these people are held in, I don't know, the county jail, right? Held in the county jail without court dates due to COVID. But like, as you know, we know COVID has been happening for like a year now. So these people have been sitting in jail without any in sight. What is that? Is that the same? How is that the same?
What's saying?
Is it the any end in sight?
Yeah, without an end in sight.
Without an end in sight. Anyway, it's the one.
In sight.
No, it's like there's another part.
In sight.
No, it's like near. There's a word near in there. Anyway, but these people have been sitting in jail without a court date for sure, and they're kind of like getting taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a case where they like busted out the windows. They had signs saying that, we're stuck in here. Please help us, and like stuff like that. What are your thoughts?
They should be helped.
Okay.
I don't think they're wrong.
I don't think they're wrong. Say more.
That's what you said. You literally said, but they're in jail.
Yeah, but no. What do you think?
No, I don't think that they're wrong. I think that they're crying out for help.
Yes.
I think this is just another example of like the system failing them.
Yes.
Like COVID is honestly not too much of an excuse anymore.
Right.
Maybe first 3 months in, like sure, like we don't know how to do it, we don't know how to scale it, we don't got technology.
So we do have
whatever. But all this stuff exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there's video court.
Let's do that. They're doing Supreme Court hearings and all of this other shit, like in person, via Zoom, whatever. So let's get it fixed. And honestly, for me, as a taxpayer, let's get it fixed. Because they're costing me more money to
sit in there.
Yeah.
And when they could be back at home with their families.
Reinvesting into the economy.
Yeah.
Giving to the economy.
Yeah.
But then, they get labeled, oh, they lazy, and they this, and they. But I'm on my soapbox about that. But more power to them. Hold it down. I hope y'all get y'all court dates.
Absolutely.
It's needed. And if y'all did some real crimes that fucked up some lives.
We can't defend that. But most of them probably in there on like some small petty shit anyway.
Yeah.
Like small infractions, weed, like crazy stuff like that, where they could be back with their family. So we're with you. Or we're not with you.
No, you're not with them.
How you know I'm not with them?
Okay.
You not with them.
I'm not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why? No, for real, because that's fucked up. We with them. Speaking of other things that are fucked up, let's talk about, Okay, good. Act like you don't cuss. Speaking of other things that are messed up, let's talk about the city girls. Have you heard about the girls? The girls? You know, you
no, I mean, Lil Uzi thing.
Lil Uzi, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's about the long and short of it. I just reckon that they were having some type of disagreement about something publicly. I don't know more about it. I didn't investigate more. All right. Somebody's boyfriend's supposed to be trying to beat up Uzi.
So I didn't do deep investigation either, but it's not even really it's more about the principle of the issue. For those that don't know, Lil Uzi was on live with JT. They were on Instagram live together, and they were talking to Carisha. What's her rap name? Young Miami. Everybody calls her Carisha now, so I almost forgot her name. But they were talking to Young Miami, and Lil Uzi and Carisha did get into some sort of tiff, but it was really more so on Lil Uzi's side, where he was kind of being a little snide with Young Miami. And Young Miami was saying, like, we don't really get along. We can stay in our own separate spaces. It's fine. We can get, agree to disagree. But Lil Uzi, he became a little disrespectful to my standards. And a little bit irate. I didn't like his tone. And then I think that's where, I don't know Young Miami's boyfriend's name, but whoever that nigga is, he got on his own separate live and was threatening Uzi. So like I said, it's a whole thing, but I'm not really focused on that thing, more as like the principle of the issue being when like you're friends with someone and then you don't get along with their partner. How does that impact the friendship? Because then there was all this talk about, the city girls gonna break up. And I'm like, they better not break up over this. Like, so have you ever been in a situation where you did not like your friend's partner?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How do you?
I put myself there often.
What do you mean often?
I mean, I just...
You don't feel like your friends pick good partners, or the partners? Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
But I mean, I just really mind my business, If it's ever a group event, I'll show up, be supportive, say hello, be cordial.
Okay.
And that'd be about it. I mean, once issues arise, in my head, it's like, I saw that shit coming. But, I'll listen to it a time or two, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. But after that,
deuces too.
To be hearing about it.
No, okay, so that's the whole totally different conversation that we're opening up. So, like, say you have a friend who is in a situation that you probably don't think that they should be in, and they just complain to you about it. We all have been in those situations. At what point do you tell your friend, you got to stop talking to me about this because I don't want to hear it? Have you ever had that conversation?
When it's causing you too much turmoil.
Have you had that conversation before?
Mm-hmm.
How's the friend received that?
I mean, it's just tough, but it's tough, but it's like a reality. I mean, sometimes they'll get it. Sometimes they're like, I don't like you like being supportive, but like, if somebody's telling you the same thing, it's one or two things. Either that person is not willing to change, or the friend has not done any of the things. Any of the things that you suggested, And like Beyonce said, until my notes have been applied, I won't give any more. And so the principle applies here.
Until my notes have been applied.
Until my notes have been applied, there's nothing more I'm willing to talk about. And it's just that simple. So yeah, I mean that's always a real tough conversation, I think.
Okay, so have you felt relieved after having that conversation? Like you can't talk to me about this anymore?
To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
Like a annoyance around like the same thing being said is relieved. But then I do feel bad because like to some degree I'm like kind of shedding like a portion of like my friendship out. Yeah. Because like their significant other is supposed to be like major to them. Like that's a huge thing. And so, you know, or should be, or sometimes it's not, but whatever. But like, you know, regardless, that person is important to them.
Right.
And so cutting yourself out from your friend with such another major thing they're like trusting you with is like tough, I think, to sit with.
Do you feel like that changed once you?
What do you think?
No, because I'm getting to what I think. Because
what do you mean?
I'm getting to what I think. But do you feel like that shifts the dynamic of the friendship once you're like, please don't?
I think it can
share.
I think it can. I think it just depends on the friendship. I think if the friend is able to step outside of their situation and objectively see what you're saying, then things will be fine. Okay. But oftentimes when people are in situations, they don't see it objectively.
Yeah.
Because emotions
for sure, yeah.
All that stuff is involved.
And I think the reason I'm asking like so many like prompting questions is just because I have definitely been in that situation, but I've never had the conversation of like, girl, you gotta stop talking about this nigga. What I do in those situations, and I've been in quite a many a few, is I allow them to talk, especially when the information is new, it's fresh. I give them like my perspective, advice, whatever the case may be. But if if it proceeds, then I'm done talking. Like I'll listen for sure, but I don't have any like feedback or information to give you. I'm more of like the support. If you need anything, or you know, I'll be here. Just X, Y, and Z. But you can't force somebody to do nothing. So I just feel like I'm not about to waste my breath. That's how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's shifted. I don't think it's shifted like the dynamics of like my friendship, our friendships. I think that I don't know. It just my tolerance for things is probably like a little bit shorter sometimes. But like I think it's hard for me to be like, please don't talk to me about this, because then I feel like guilty for those exact reasons. Mm-hmm. Like I left like my friend alone to deal with something emotionally, like all that. And it's also different like with women. That's why I was asking you like from a man's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon it's different, but I mean, for me, if the value is like we care about our friends in the same ways, I think that's still hurt at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Like male, female, whoever. I think it's if you do care for your friends in the way which you say that you do, those things are like supposed to not feel good.
Right. Yeah. Well, City Girls, I hope you work that out, girl. Because that nigga don't even look worth it. I think he took the diamond out his forehead. If you've seen him lately.
No, I thought he still had it in there.
Oh, he does?
I didn't know it took
that thing probably dirty and stinky and old. So he just anyway. On the same subject of people who also need friends, have you heard about Hubert Davis? Mm-hmm. Yes, you have. Let me tell you why. Last week on the interwebs, there's a guy named Hubert Davis who is the coach at UNC, I believe. At UNC.
Hey, yo, I got some words for my man, actually.
I don't know if he was like in a press conference.
He was in a press conference. Yeah.
He was in a press conference, and you know, they were asking like all those sports questions, whatever. And long story short, he ended up like going on this spiel about being like the fourth, I believe, Black coach at the school, and like what that means for like the Black community and for himself and all this other stuff. And then he also mentioned that he was proud of not only his wife, but he was proud of his white wife. He said those words verbatim. And when because that was like one of those clips that you see like first thing in the morning, and it was before it was fresh and like his shade room and all that other stuff. But I was like, why white wife? Why not just, I'm proud of like my wife, or thanks to my wife? That didn't even feel like natural coming off of the tongue. So like, again, it made me think about like, what was the purpose of that statement? If not to like separate yourself from the Black community. And it also felt like he was trying to like get ahead of the story that might have broken out if we found out that his wife was white. as if that would be like a consequence. And the other thing is like a lot of men, especially Black men that are in like the sports field, a lot of them are not married to Black women anyway. So it wouldn't have been like a huge shock.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? Tell Hubert something, because Hubert needs some friends. I don't know.
No, he don't need no friends. He need
with a name like Hubert also, it sounds like you should have a Black wife. Hubert.
I think that's very, white adjacent name for somebody, but folks just need help. And I don't even think it's professional help.
What kind of help you think he needs?
I don't know. It's not material help. He just need help. Like, I don't know, mental help, something. But like, I think it's the same thing if like he were white. If he were a white guy, see, I'm proud of my Black wife.
Well, that would be different because then it would be because I feel like Black women aren't even represented in that space.
Let me tell you why.
As progressive.
And let me tell you why though. What it stems from is, like you said, like some level of like an exception to something that you're a part of, or it's the past that you're looking for in something, right? Like UNC, very white school, very white, like, you know what I'm saying? Like historically, like it's just UNC, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's a couple of things. I mean, maybe for this Black man, and he realized he's in this white space, the way in which he affirms himself is through whiteness, or the way in which he's able to like affirm him being there, or like what he's proud of, or whatever. It's to say that he has some connection to whiteness.
Yes.
And that's something that he fetishizes maybe, and that looks like his white wife that he's so proud of.
Yes. And
is it true? No. Like, should it be a thing? No. Is it a reality? You're damn right it is. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So, like, disappointed in the statement? Sure. Understand the statement? Sure. Agree with the statement? Hell no. Like, like, I think it's just one of those things. And I think those are probably some of the reasons why he did it. I don't think that makes it right. I don't think it validates it, or nothing to no extent. But I just think that's, I mean, just rationally, I can see what he was trying to do potentially. Because I don't know, man. I can't speak for him, but
it also felt like, because in American society, white women are held to high regard. Hold on. Listen to what I'm about to say. Societally, white women are held to high regard. There are, on the social ladder, white men, then there are white women, then there are Black men, and there are Black women. Won't go down that road. We could. That's not the point I'm trying to make. But what it also felt like was him being Black man on the ladder, and then there's the white woman ahead of him. If he aligns himself with a white woman, then he's like almost made it to like where white men are. And I felt like by him, sharing that information unprovoked, it was, like you said, a way to kind of like justify, like validate who he was, which is very ugly. It's very ugly. It's like, why can't you just like be happy with like who you are and what you have? And it's fine if you want to be married to a white woman, sure. But why you put her race like ahead of like her humanity? If you really loved her, and I don't doubt he loved, like, you don't marry people you don't love for the most part. You shouldn't. No. But if you really loved her, why make mention of like her race in the way that he did? Why not be like, I'm so proud and so in love. Yeah, and so in love with my wife, Cheryl. Cheryl stood by my side all these years when I tried to become coach, because then that way you don't mention like, her physical appearance or like her race or like those tidbits. You mention like her humanity and like who she's been to you, And he failed to do that. So shame on you, Harold. I mean, what's his name? Hubert. Shame on you. I was gonna do another transition and be like, speaking of shame, but I'm not gonna do that.
There's nothing shameless about
There's
this.
nothing shameless. Do you want to talk about it?
I don't need that. I got it off the top of the dome.
Go ahead. What you mean? Go ahead.
So y'all know my man's the billionaire Kanye West, straight from Chicago. She left me during her own podcast segment.
No, I see my charger.
Right up. Cause she don't really like Kanye West, but
I like old Kanye.
She like old Kanye, straight from the go Kanye. But point is, Kanye gonna get that bag. Black Man West. He struck a $30 million deal with Netflix to sell his documentaries. Probably gonna be some iOS videos and stuff like that. And then Calabasas mansion. And probably a couple pictures from Chicago and meeting a couple people and whatever. Something that probably cost him all of $100 to do. Sold it over to Netflix. So above all else, I'm excited to see. I don't know, that's not working, but I'm excited to see more information about Kanye, being a Kanye West stan that I am. Excited to see.
I didn't know you were staying.
Excited to see all his new content. Also, another news about Ye.
What?
His shoes have become the most valuable shoe in fashion. It's a valuable shoe.
Valuable monetarily, or
valuable monetarily, but just like historically, it's a valuable item to now have.
The Yeezys?
It's the most valuable item.
They're not bad shoes.
They're not ugly.
Yeezys aren't ugly.
No.
Yeezys aren't ugly.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Sure.
And they on the way.
You want some Yeezys?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for you.
That's for you. All right. What is the documentary about? You didn't explain that part.
It's just about his life, like just different parts. Like they don't really go into much detail.
Like his childhood.
They don't go into much detail. It's just.
Well, then what's the point of the documentary? Because if
it
he's
could be
gonna
a
put out a
document. Anything.
documentary,
It could be like once he lost his mom. It could be in Calabasas. It could be like.
We're at a point where Kanye. I really want him to like tell his full story.
That won't be on Netflix.
It should be though,
no,
because
Netflix.
We all know old Kanye.
No,
we know
Netflix.
what happened when his mother passed away. I want to know like who he was before like all this shit like went down, and I want to know more about like his. We all grow and mature and develop, but he's grown, matured, and developed in a completely different fashion. No pun intended. So I would be interested in like.
He grew up like a billionaire grew up.
Yeah, but.
A black billionaire.
What year is 2021? 10, 20 years ago, like that Kanye is not the same Kanye that we currently know.
Well, obviously.
Like but obviously not, but they're almost like night and day, completely different people. They are. And I would be interested in like hearing more of the story and the backstory on his metamorphosis, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, I think we'll get some to some degree, but I don't think we're gonna get I think Kanye West will probably either create his own streaming service or
we don't need not another streaming service.
Something to release his joint because
not another streaming service between HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix.
What happened to the Disney Plus? Because I'm
about to cancel it.
No, one more.
For what?
I know I gotta keep watching my MCU universe though.
MCU universe.
MCU.
Marvel Comic Universe.
I
got that.
Cinematic.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, Kanye West is where the money resides.
Okay. Speaking of where the money resides.
Yeah, all right.
That's good. Speaking of where the money resides, let's talk about these Ush Bucks. Is it Ush Bucks or Usher Bucks?
I don't know. But
this was some funny shit. So apparently Usher was, what's the word? I don't say outed because outed is for a very specific thing. But he was caught. I
don't think it was a capture thing.
But what he was exposed.
I don't think exposed was the word.
I think exposed is it.
I think people learned. I don't even think it's an exposure. I think they learned about Ush Bucks. I don't think he was hiding it or it was a secret to be exposed. Like,
so apparently Usher was in a strip club. Did they say where? I need to research these stories more, y'all. We get to sip and just get to talking. So apparently he was in a strip club, throwing money, making it rain, make it rain trick. And when the lights came up and the girls, slide down the pole, they actually have people that pick up the money at the strip clubs. Well, the one I went to a couple weeks ago wasn't the best, but anyway, it's my first time at strip club. Anyway, so when the lights came up, the girls come down the pole, the money that they picked up, you didn't see George Washington, you didn't see Thomas Jefferson, you ain't see who the other presidents on the money.
All the other folks.
Lincoln's, none of that.
I didn't even see Harriet Tubman.
You ain't even, they ain't coming up with that dollar bill. They need to stop playing.
No, I don't actually like that for her. I like it more so for Usher. I think it's appropriate. But I'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
Usher's face was on the money, y'all. Can you imagine thinking you got paid a stack, but it's all fake money? For some work but when you work hard, because
hold on,
I'm about to go on my stripper soapbox because I always advocate for these people.
These people, wow.
I was gonna say these women, but it's not, strippers.
But these people.
I'm not saying it like that. How you want me to say it? I always advocate for these incredible women and men and non-binary folks. Does that sound better?
It's better than these people.
Yeah, that did sound a little,
You're not with the people. You're not.
Y'all know her. Anyway, you get me off what I'm trying to say. Anyway, what I will say is that strippers and sex workers across the board do not get the respect that they deserve. Specifically with strippers, that's an art form, okay? Like seriously, and you probably think I'm playing. Stripping, like having the ability to climb, to do like pole tricks, to having like the like physical stamina to withstand like a full performance, like performances on end, like that's an art form that most people, myself included, cannot do. So I always hate when people like reduce, strippers to like, oh, she a hoe. That's not true, first of all. And I think they deserve a lot more respect. So like when I heard about him throwing Ush Bucks at these hardworking people, I'm like, what the hell, Usher? Have some damn decency. You must have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, I do.
Thoughts?
Venmo, Cash App, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, your mama coin, whatever coin. It's all currency.
Ush Bucks is not currency.
It's a currency.
How?
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Ush Bucks is the equivalent. No, when you in elementary school and you get them little dollars that they give you to be able to buy snacks out the bin, those are what Ush Bucks are.
Let me tell you. No, but let's explain that. See, NBA talking now. NBA talk. Let's go back in time, right? What was the very first economic system that was in place aside from slavery?
The first economic system?
Yeah, where people were able to like get things for something.
Well, people back in the day, they used to barter.
Exactly. A barter system, right? So like, this is my service, this service will exchange whatever, right? Cool. The modern day barter system is really just become these currencies. Like in the same way as an elementary school kid, these fake dollars that we received a product for that. We received a good for that. Hold on, hear me out. You don't see you don't want to agree, but you know it's the truth. But just say that this is not a US dollar does not mean it does not have value. Because listen, if what you had did not have, imagine if we were some kids, right? And they had printed money, fake money. Mm-hmm. If it didn't have value, that means I can go up with any sheet of paper to my teacher and say, here, I want a bag of chips. And what the teacher gonna tell you if I walk up to you with a white sheet of paper?
That is not what I give you, doesn't count.
It does not count, but what? As a result?
You can't get it.
You can't get it. So you can't say that the money was fake. You can't say that it didn't have value because it did. It had value.
Where can you spend Ush Bucks? Almost called you your actual name. Miles. Where can you spend Ush Bucks?
We don't know that.
My question is not what I said. Where can I go today if I was to go to ATM and withdraw Ush Bucks? Where could I spend them? in exchange for goods and services.
You have to check the internet. We don't know.
You can't. That disproves everything that you just said.
I don't think that's true.
Because
okay,
the
hear
thing
me out.
I did. So the thing, and I'm listening, but the thing about bartering back in the day, you exchange like goods and services for things that have like equal value.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do that if like he made up his own form of currency, because that is of no value. You can't go to Walgreens. You can't go to
trade
CVS.
it?
Trade it for what?
Just trade it. Period. We trade. Nobody had that smoke for when Elon Musk dropped his own currency.
What did he drop?
Oh, see, you.
I'm not into Elon. That's the Tesla dude.
You lost in the sauce. You lost in the sauce. You lost in the social media sauce. We talking real life out here.
Again, Ush Bucks is not real life.
It is. It is a currency. Okay. It is a form of currency.
So if your check came through and they gave you $50,000 in Ush Bucks, you'd be satisfied. If you made $50,000 in Ush Bucks a year, you'll be all right with that.
If I knew what my Ush Bucks can buy, yeah.
Okay.
And that's the same way as somebody saying like you know when like Meg Sky and all these celebrities get like, you know, Cash App and all of this people
Bitcoin,
and they'll give out Bitcoin.
But that's different because that translates into like an actual form of valuable currency.
But for what though? What can you buy with Bitcoin?
Don't you exchange the Bitcoin for like actual like US dollars?
You can.
And that what cryptocurrency? You can't. I cannot convert. That's what I was looking for. Convert Ush Bucks into actual US currency.
So hear me out. But the thing with that is you don't know what Usher really was doing, and there's no unique reason for Usher to like not give out real money. Aside from the fact that he's doing something here with these Ush Bucks. Let's say Usher's from Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Says, you know what? I got 5 companies. I got a beauty supply. I got 2 restaurants. I got a club. And I got a hookah bar.
Okay.
These are my 5 companies that I own.
Mm-hmm.
And I say I accept cash, Venmo, credit card, ass, and Ush Bucks. And Ush Bucks.
Okay.
And that's true, but then he got all them Ush Bucks from him walking into any 5 of those stores and get any hookah, any food, any weed, any whatever with those Ush Bucks.
Correct. In a hypothetical situation.
I don't think that's far from hypothetical.
It's not actual.
Well, do you know that to be a fact?
No, but I don't know what you just said to be a fact.
No.
That would be the only like case in which that could possibly make sense.
So when we talk about getting away from capitalism, we talk about Black liberation and all of this. Why not let that start something?
Like have people create their own forms of currency?
Yeah.
Well, then I think too many people trying to do that, so that would work.
Well, they would have to have a reason to have their currency, though. The currency would have to mean something.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you're saying everybody could create their own currency, then everybody would do that.
No, they wouldn't, because their currency would mean nothing. You would have to have something for your currency to mean something. You would have to have a service. You would have to have a product. You would have to have a good in order for it to mean something.
But that's what I'm saying. People could just make up bullshit products, goods, and services, and be like, this is these Dante dollars. Nobody want no damn Dante dollars.
Right. But that's why you gotta have something important. Or something sustainable. Or have a following or something that people are willing to follow.
Have leverage.
Yeah. Like Elon Musk, he dropped that, right? He dropped his coin. Now imagine if he say, you know what? Anybody that invested in my coin, they can use it to buy their Tesla.
I can use that.
Come on now. Like, the Tesla trucks, when they came out, guess how much it was to just reserve a Tesla truck?
Very expensive?
No.
Cheap?
$1.
Huh?
$1. $1 US.
Why?
And I say, you know what? My down payment to reserve my spot is $1. You know, shake the game up. Simple as that. So if he can say, you know what, reserve this for $1. He's like, oh, next car come out, buy with my coin.
That's again,
That's
see the logic, but that is extremely hypothetical.
I don't think you realize how this world is moving. This world is moving.
All right, we'll see what happens with Ush Bucks. I don't have high hopes. Just be.
I have high hopes. I hope that he creates the infrastructure, at least in the city of Atlanta, where people are able to utilize Ush Bucks as a real currency, and we can get that black man, our own capitalistic, our own, not black capitalism, but our own structure where we give and take and are able to purchase things without the US dollar. I would get around that. It's a form of resistance, and I appreciate him for it.
It is a form of resistance, definitely. If in that particular context, but again, I don't really know Usher's motivation because first of all, I was also worrying about the logistics. How did he print off this money to look like actual dollars? So I have to look into that a little bit more. I don't know where he's going with Ush Bucks, but it was not.
I got hopes he's gonna take it far.
Anywho, let's go ahead.
Imagine buying some Ush Bucks with some monogram.
Buying Ush Bucks?
Yeah, or having Ush Bucks to buy monogram.
Why would I do that?
Because when all the black people get together, Jay-Z gonna say, well, if you want to buy my product, I don't want you to use US dollar, you gotta use a black-owned currency.
That's not likely.
I think it's black futurism.
It's not likely because then what will he do with Ush Bucks? You don't believe in blacks because hypothetically then if Jay-Z says you gotta come, we investing in black currency, you gotta use Ush Bucks, what will he get out of the deal because he can't do anything with Ush Bucks?
Yes, he can. He can then monetize Ush Bucks.
How so?
That's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day.
Well, yeah, because
I'm about to get too deep on each. They're gonna say, "Is this an NBA podcast?"
Lord, no, this ain't that. This ain't that. Let's go ahead because this wine has been good to us. Let's go ahead and do the wine review. You ready? I see questions. All right, so I don't know. Did we do a proper review? Did we smell the notes?
We did.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and review. So starting with the rating. 1 out of 5, what would you give this particular wine and why? We can take another sip of BP.
A 4.
A 4? A 4? 4?
And the 4 is good.
Why 4?
It tastes really good. I think the taste is good, like for 40%. It's very strong. You can taste that it's strong. It's not overbearing though.
It's not overbearing, exactly.
The reason why I wouldn't give it a 5, I mean, I'm not too big on the flavor.
Passion fruit.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for passion fruit.
I was trying to get a hold of this stemmy one, but he didn't have, I guess, any available.
Yeah, so I'm just not a fan of passion fruit. But if you like passion fruit, I think this is a hit for you. I don't like the taste of the fruit too much, but it's really good wine. It's a great, really good summertime situation.
Absolutely. This will be a nice wine to sip out on the patio. Make sure that it's nice and chilled.
Sip slow.
Oh, yeah. No sip slow.
Because cup 2, I probably ain't going to finish this joint.
I know, I'm for it. Yeah.
I ain't going to.
We got a little ambitious.
I ain't going to finish this. This is
intense. Okay, so let's go ahead and so what does, I'm not even gonna do this. Let's do some fun questions. If you had to use 3 words to describe this wine, what would they be? Any word?
Bold.
You think it's bold? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a bold flavor. It's really good, but it's bold.
Okay. Bold.
Yeah, bold. Yeah, bold for sure.
You said bold 5 times.
Flavorful.
Okay.
I would say it's very full.
Okay, but those are the same words. They mean the same thing.
Something can be bold and nasty.
Okay, bold, flavorful,
and
bold and nasty. That's like loud and wrong. Bold and nasty. Oh, that's a new one. Bold and nasty.
Bold and nasty. And then what's the last word I would use? I want to say black.
Black? Just because of the brand? Yeah. This doesn't describe the wine though. Something that describes the wine. So bold, flavorful. Sip again if need be.
I have another word. Amazing.
All right. Mine would be.
As you look in the book for your answers.
No, I was looking at this. Oh. Mine would be refreshing, light, and ooh isn't a word. Right. Tantalizing.
Yeah, and that's why it doesn't taste like traditional wine. Well, it's a sangria, I guess. So it wouldn't hit the same, but
it's what?
Wine.
What you mean?
It's a little thicker than wine.
Yeah. You know why it's thicker?
Because it's stronger.
You know why it's stronger?
Because 40%.
What's the word of the week?
Porosity.
It's not porosity. Gosh, I'm a teacher. Y'all don't remember nothing. What's the word?
I wrote the porosity. Veracity.
It's not veracity. Viscosity.
Same difference.
Nick, get off this thing.
What?
No, viscosity. So, 2 more questions. If you had to pair this with something, what would you choose to pair this wine with in terms of food?
Seafood.
This? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, like it's a nice, like, sweeter flavor. Our tacos. This would be really nice with tacos. Like, instead of margaritas, get that.
Okay.
That'll be a hit right there.
Okay.
Tacos, I'm telling you.
Gotcha. I think tacos, I could see the vision for that. I was gonna say something that's kind of Asian inspired, which is where I tried to go with like the pineapple. I made some pineapple chicken fried rice. He was not with it, y'all. But that
was a little different. She can really cook. That one.
He didn't really care for it.
That was bottom 3.
But I picked the not bottom 3.
I think that was like bottom 3 must be for me, like for sure. And not even that I have a full list of the bottom 3. But I do want to.
Damn, you have to do me like that.
No, like I think it was just too much. Like the flavor.
He didn't like the pineapple.
The pineapple
but it was overbearing. But because we were gonna drink passion fruit wine, I thought the flavors would like.
I can see that. I can see that.
And because of like the wine being refreshing, the pineapple, I just had a vision that it didn't go the way.
You eat that with a fruit salad. You eat this with a fruit salad.
I was trying to think of other things to pair it with. Fruit salad. Like strawberries and stuff.
Whatever
like
fruit you want, just eat that.
I could do that.
That'd be like hella good.
Or like, you ever had like a good
smoothie.
Asian salad?
Oh, yeah.
Like with wontons and like Asian shrimp. You know what wontons are?
No, wontons are alright.
But not like the little wonton bites. They like wonton strips.
Oh, but yeah.
But I could see it with something like that too, because it would kind of balance out the acidity, and the flavors would complement each other. So that's what I think. And then lastly, my favorite question. If you had to describe this wine as a celebrity or historic figure, anybody famous, past, present, who would it be and why?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that question. Wow.
Any celebrity.
Yeah, you should have told me that before.
I know you gotta really think about it, huh? Because I'm trying to think. Because it's light and it's airy, but it's also bold and it's strong. Who do we know that's like light?
It's like an Ari Lennox.
Oh, tell me more.
I would say Ari Lennox.
Why is it Ari? I was thinking Ari.
Because, she's very like chill, but bold in the same way. I think when she, get on something, like she's real bold about it. I think that it's very like it's a solid product. Like you know what you're gonna get. Well, Ari, I know what I'm gonna get. And I can just really see her drinking on this.
Who, Ari?
Yeah.
And what's she say in new apartment? In her Dollar Tree wine glasses?
Oh yeah. See, and this is a beauty thing about this.
Oh, because side note, this is also a Dollar Tree wine glass, guys. Check it out.
Okay.
Yep.
But you can put some Dollar Tree wine glass. This one going to Solo. This can go in the canteen. It can go in the canteen. Like, it's a real versatile like sangria, I would say.
Yes. Yes.
I would feel the same way about this if it was in a red Solo cup.
Okay. I was thinking of mine. I don't know if this is the right answer that I fully want to give, but I feel like it aligns well. So this wine, it's light and it's sweet.
Oh, I know who you're gonna say.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because it's gonna throw you.
No, I know who you're gonna say.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Okay. So it's light and it's sweet, but it's also bold and it stays with you. It's in you. It makes you feel something. Who do you think I would say?
See, the last one kind of threw me off, but
who you thought I was gonna say?
Janae.
Oh man!
I think this is Janae. I think this is Janae. This is Janae Aiko. This is Janae Aiko for sure.
I'm gonna save mine.
No, don't take my answer. This is Janae.
You think it's Janae? Janae's a perfect
I think
one.
this is Janae.
This is the one I'm opposed to because this is definitely Janae. Because Janae's it's light and it's airy and it's sweet.
And she bold.
But she bold as shit. Man. But I was gonna say Jill because Jill's voice is sweet to the sound. It stays with you, and you don't even like really realize it. Like, because she's similar to Janae. She's a little bit more bold than Janae, I think. She is a little bit, I think. Yeah, no, I think Janae is the better one.
Yeah.
The better option of the two, I think.
Yeah.
Because Jill
like Jill's trying to
bold.
I think as a result, I think Jill's trying to be a little more like drier or like
just a little bit though.
Yeah, only a little bit.
Because her voice is still sweet.
Oh, easily.
But Jill could be nasty. Janae could be nasty.
Janae.
Cool. So, rounding out our last two segments, our next segment is Sip on That, where we basically just go off on things that have caused us frustration, pain, any sort of craziness that we want to get off of our chest. So, you want to go first? You have
I'll go first.
Oh, sure, you go on in.
Let me tell you something. If you're in corporate America, I know they say corporate America lingo. I know it. I get it. But what I'm saying to y'all is this. Don't let nobody ever talk to you like they know something ain't wrong. Mm. And if they have a loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong. What's the other saying? The new saying? Bold and nasty.
Bold and nasty. But for professional context, loud and wrong. Okay. Let me tell you something. Somebody who I don't know emailed me today, charging me up and call themselves snitching. Because you always know when somebody's snitching. Because if they wanted to tell you something directly, they would just email you. Mm-hmm. But they want to make a spectacle and do all that. They put all these other people on the email just to be like, oh, this is about you. Like, it is about me just telling. Right. Cause yourself causing a scene. Mm-hmm. You know, a little while ago, I'd be like, okay, I'm so sorry. But now it's like, let me look into it back with you. Come to find out, what he tried to snitch on me about was something he didn't do. On his end. On his end. Mm-hmm. So trust, I emailed him. Mm-hmm. I had to let him know. Mm-hmm. Upon further review. You hit him with the upon further review? Oh yeah. This first name, no salutation. Insert person name. Mm-hmm. Upon further review, I was correct actually. Mm-hmm. This has been done. So I would advise you to go back and talk to the person that called themselves talking about me. Mm-hmm. And you correct them because I'm not the issue here. Okay. And you need to let me know if there's something I need to do further because there isn't anything left. There isn't anything left. What they say back? You're 100% right. I am so sorry. This is on me. Oh, they had to eat crab. Oh, yeah. They ate that shit too. Mm-hmm. Because loud and wrong in front of all these little peers and shit. Mm-hmm. And I blasted them right in front of their peers. Thing is, if you're going to blast somebody, you got to make sure that your facts are your receipts got to be correct. Because if they ain't, you coming for me? Yeah, no, that's not a good look. Copy. That's not a good look ever.
That's yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
I think mine is similar. It's in the same vein in regards to emails. One thing about me, I don't do well with passive aggression. And I don't do well when, in a similar way, when someone else's ducks aren't in a row and you try to like project that shit onto me as though I made an error. So last week, also at work, or actually it was earlier this week, I got an email from an outside stakeholder who, I'm still working with. And she was basically saying that I didn't look at her previous email because something was forwarded to me, but it was not addressed to me. So I didn't have any information about the context of the information, which means that the person should have reiterated like, hey, now that you're in the conversation, this is what you need to know. Mm-hmm. So basically I asked her a question about the information I needed to know. And she hit me with the, if you read my email, it said X, Y, and Z, see below. I took a step back and like the hit me. I said, okay, I'm just gonna see if I missed something. Scroll through all these emails that were forwarded because they were having private conversations and it got forwarded to me. The information was not there. It was not available. It was not present. So I had to hit her with the information is actually not available. What I need to know, I didn't say what I need to know, but what I need to know is X, Y, and Z. And then she actually clarified. Like, why was it so hard when all you had to do was tell me that in the beginning? So that don't be an asshole is the theme here, okay, guys? And make sure that your information is sound and correct. Make sure that you have your ducks in a row. And that's it on that.
Correct.
Last but not least, it's time for happy hour. My favorite part. So happy hour, we talk about things that have given us joy or that make us happy. It could be something that happened to you over the course of the week. It could be something you saw on your timeline. What's your happy hour for the week?
My happy hour for the week. I was in my godson's been a happy hour my week.
Oh, wow.
Just getting pictures and shit of him.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's great. He's being a baby, working hard.
He's being a baby.
Literally, he's a baby. And he's working hard these days, man. Let me tell you, kids be working hard. Little babies, they be having full-time jobs. And we come home with, with our complaints to them. And they've been the ones doing the hard work.
The babies?
Yeah.
Hard work doing what? Babies don't do work.
They have to stay alive. That is a hard job. They literally have to maintain how to be in this cruel and unusual world every single day. This was starting like basic breathing and trying to figure out how to touch and communicate. Do you know how hard it is trying to figure out how to communicate with people?
Yeah.
You know how much babies are just assumed, how much stuff is assumed for babies?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because we know, but
they also have their own language.
They do, but nobody takes time to understand it. So
because we're beyond that point of development.
Oh, because we're so high and mighty.
But they can communicate. Babies can communicate amongst each other, similar to animals.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But the point is, they work hard. And my godson be working hard in my eyes.
Yeah, see a picture of him. Is it?
Yeah, that's my good news for the week.
Mine. I'm trying to see. I have so many good things on my timeline that really do make me happy. They make me laugh, and laughter makes me happy. But there was this one where the headline reads, Louisiana woman arrested after allegedly refusing to return $1.2 million mistakenly deposited into her account. And the headline is funny. And, we all have our thoughts based on that. But her mugshot is definitely the kicker for me. Have you seen it?
Yeah, she's looking like, why am I here for?
Why am I here? And I will do it again.
Oh, let me tell you something.
If $1.2 million get deposited to my account mistakenly,
you might as well throw it in the key because I ain't giving it up. I have enough money in my account that's for me. I can give me a nice lawyer and get out.
Yeah. I feel like if I logged into my account and saw 1.2 million, I would think that it was a mistake. Obviously, I would know this because I don't have 1.2 million, but I would think that it was like a technical error. I don't know if I would like go to the bank immediately, like divide, like withdraw the money. I'll be scared.
I'll be getting it out a lot of the time. I'll be sending it to other people.
True.
Oh,
but that's what she did. She put the money into like different accounts. At least she started to. She didn't want to give it back. Shit, I don't need it.
It's my money.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Like
I need it now.
You know.
So shout out to good sis. That gave me the hearty laugh that I needed this week.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. It's been another episode of Heard the Grapevine. Thanks for sipping and chatting with us, and thank you, Miles, for joining me.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud. To the next time, guys. And thanks, Hux Spirits Wines. This has been great.
Support them. HuxSpirits.com. HuxWine.com. Hux.
We'll put it in the description. Bye.